The bus screeched to a halt in the middle of a quiet highway, shaking everyone inside. Yet nothing shook harder than the voice that suddenly broke the silence. "Daddy, please help her." When Liam looked down at his 8-year-old daughter, her little finger was pointing toward a terrified teenage girl trapped between two aggressive men at the back of the bus. A moment later, one of the men pulled something out of his jacket. Liam knew stepping in could cost him everything: his job, his safety, even custody of his daughter. But he also didn't know that the girl he saved belonged to someone powerful, someone who would soon change his entire life. And that someone was already on the way. Liam Turner lived a quiet, worn-out life. A single dad and night shift janitor, he spent his days trying to keep his little girl, Emily, safe, fed, and smiling. Even if he himself forgot what peace felt like. Every evening, he picked her up from his sister's apartment and took the late city bus to his cleaning job at the docks. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't easy. But it was theirs. That night, rain hammered against the bus windows like warning taps from fate. Emily leaned against her father's arm, humming softly and tracing little shapes with her finger. Liam stroked her hair, exhausted but grateful for her presence. She was the only person who made the world feel warm. As the bus rolled through a dim stretch of road, Liam noticed a teenage girl, maybe 15, maybe younger, sitting alone 2 rows behind them. Her eyes darted nervously, her backpack clutched to her chest, as if she was hiding something precious. Then 2 men boarded at the next stop. Liam's instincts prickled instantly. They didn't look like regular passengers. One scanned the bus rapidly, eyes cold, while the other smirked as he spotted the girl. They didn't sit. They cornered her. The girl shrank back, whispering, "Please, just leave me alone." But the men leaned closer, blocking her in. One hissed, "You shouldn't have run, kid. Come quietly." Liam's muscles tensed. Everything about the moment felt wrong, dangerous. But he didn't move. He couldn't risk Emily. And that's when he felt a tiny tug at his sleeve. "Daddy, please help her." Those 4 words pierced him deeper than anything ever had. Emily's eyes weren't scared. They were begging him to be the hero she believed he already was. Liam stood up slowly. The bus driver pretended he didn't notice. He didn't want trouble. The men glared. "What do you want, old man?" one sneered. "She doesn't want to talk to you," Liam said, voice steady though his heartbeat thundered in his ears. "Walk away." The taller man stepped forward, pulling something from inside his jacket, a thin metal object glinting faintly in the dim bus lights. Liam instinctively shielded Emily with one arm. "Sit down," the man growled. "This isn't your problem." But Liam stepped forward anyway, and that one step changed everything. Before the man could act, the bus screeched to a violent stop. Red and blue lights flashed outside. A military jeep blocked the road. The bus doors burst open, and a Navy commander stepped inside, soaked from the rain, eyes blazing. "Where is she?" he demanded. His gaze landed on the girl trembling behind Liam, and on the 2 men who were after her. Everything was about to explode. "Get away from her!" The commander barked, storming down the bus aisle with the force of a man who had spent years commanding storms. The 2 men panicked. One tried to shove the girl toward the back exit, but Liam stepped between them, blocking the path. The men cursed and pushed past Liam, trying to escape through the front. They didn't get far. In seconds, military officers swarmed inside, pinning both men to the floor. The bus fell into stunned silence. The teenage girl collapsed into tears, clutching Liam's arm. "Thank you," she whispered shakily. The commander rushed forward and wrapped his daughter, in a fierce embrace. "Sarah, I'm here. You're safe." Liam's eyes widened. He had protected a Navy commander's child. The commander then turned to Liam and Emily. His stern expression softened into something almost reverent. "You didn't know who she was," he said. "But you stepped in anyway." Liam shook his head, feeling awkward. "I just did what anyone would." "No," the commander said firmly. "Most people looked away. Only you stood up." He knelt so he could look Emily in the eye. "And you," he said gently, "you're brave." You saw someone in danger and spoke up. Emily smiled shyly and hugged her father's leg. The commander stood and extended his hand to Liam. What's your name? Liam Turner. Mr. Turner, the commander said, gripping his hand tightly. You saved my daughter. I owe you more than thanks. Liam shrugged. I'm just a janitor. Not anymore, you're not. The commander stepped aside, revealing two officers carrying a sealed navy blue envelope. Inside was an offer Liam never imagined. A stable job at the Navy docks with triple his salary, medical coverage for Emily, and a recommendation letter signed by the commander himself. Why are you doing this? Liam asked, voice trembling. Because heroes don't wear uniforms, the commander said quietly. Sometimes, they ride the bus to work and still find the courage to stand up against danger. Liam looked at Emily, who beamed with pride. That night, as the rain eased and the flashing lights faded, Liam held his daughter close. He had risked everything, and fate had rewarded him with more than he ever expected. He saved a life, and in return, his own life finally began to change.